Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that each of you is familiar with a similar situation, when another pyro runs at you with the trigger clamped and dies of a random rocket to the face. Everyone has at least once seen pyro who is just starting to play, running into heavy, without any plan, without any attempt to bypass him, and without any instinct for self-preservation. Everyone has at least once seen that coveted WMouse1 in chat, and Wolf has seen it all too. And with the Jungle Inferno update, they tried to fix this so annoying to button tactic by rebalancing all the flamethrowers and adding a new one, which however is not very popular. Is it worth playing with, and is it better than its 2-button alternative? Let's find out. No matter who says what, but WMouse1 does exist, and not just pyros. For example, Soldier's Trash, Demoman's Quick Bomb, Engineer's Widower, and almost all heavy miniguns. As it happens, the indicator of one's skill is the amount of effort it takes for your opponent to get rid of you. At first, you'll die a lot, committing idiotic actions. But as you gain experience, you make your opponent work harder to get rid of you. But there is an exception to this rule, and that is WMouse1. I'm not arguing, you can learn Pyro as a separate class and become an ultimate unit on the battlefield. You can reflect rockets back to sender, you can set the enemy on fire and shoot them with a flare gun. Or you can just pick up a phlogistonator, press the button and ram the enemy, which, unlike the above, requires almost nothing, and the fans understand it very well, and with the last Mayor update, Pyro was subjected to a merciless nerf, but got a new flamethrower. Of course, the new gun looks impressive, shoots powerfully, and it's interesting to play. It can easily dismantle nests of engineer or fat classes such as heavy or demoman. Dragon's Fury is quite different from the stock flamethrower. Unlike its older brother, this gun doesn't allow you to clamp the trigger and run forward, but it can fire single shots that do a lot of damage and set the enemy on fire, which is much more interesting than clamping the trigger and running forward. It just so happens that most all weapons in TF2 do a single shot that does a lot of damage, and that's not a bad thing. The chance of killing an enemy with 1 or 2 shots is perfectly balanced by both the speed of the weapon and the chance to miss. Such sensations will never happen with automatic weapons, which bite off measly 10 HP and hit your ears with their noise. And what about the Dragon's Fury? Certainly, this weapon allows you to discard the combinatorics so annoying to everyone, and enjoy only the main weapon of the pyro. This flamethrower has a low rate of fire and high damage. It would seem that we already have a shotgun, but it should be noted that flamethrower is much more reliable than a shotgun, which sometimes shoots to hell. Also, this flamethrower has one interesting feature. It's able to do more damage with a higher rate of fire on burning enemies, which makes it easy to dismantle heavy with this flamethrower. Well, we've sorted out the pros, but what about the cons? There are some and they are quite painful. First of all, it has rather little ammo, it would seem. It makes one shot at a time, 40 shots and without reloading is a little more than enough. But we must remember about the air blast, which can be done only 8 times and not 10 as in the stock because of this limitation. Also, this flamethrower has a lower air blast rate, which is pretty much felt when trying to deflect a soldier's rocket. To summarize, should everyone try to play with Dragon Fury? Definitely yes. Is it better than its stock counterpart? This is where everyone will decide for themselves. Dragon's Fury is too different from the stock flamethrower to compare them. Personally, I prefer to make two loadouts, one with the stock WMouse1, the other with Dragon Fury. and use them depending on the situation. Conditionally, if the enemies have a lot of engineers and heavies, take the Dragon Fury. If they have a lot of fast classes like Scout or Soldier, take W-1. That's all for me. I hope you will try this underrated weapon, good luck in the game, and have a lot of happiness in your personal life.